Most ridiculous elections in history. Based on all the predictions, this is nuts. There's way too much going on, but I'm going to try and tie it all together and make as much sense out of it as possible. There's a few things that don't quite make sense, so that's why I'm gonna try and cover this, because it, like I said, it lines up, but it doesn't. I'm pulling information from Area 51, from my boy Frenchot Blue, who might be the person I have to refer everybody to before they watch a lot of my videos, because I got friends and family that are trying to throw me in the loony bin based on how I talk. And if you go watch Frenchot Blue videos, that's a good initiation. He'll describe why certain things are important, and then you'll have an understanding as to at least half the stuff I'm talking about. Frenchot Blue, you're my boy. I need to keep you at my side. You're one of my best friends. Stay up. Go check out his channel. Great entertainment. You'll be on the up and up. You'll be ahead if you stay tuned with Frenchot Blue. And then stay tuned here, because you're going to want to hear this. I got information from Frenchot Blue, Area 51, 3 different people, and then we got Basher thrown in the mix, along with various other sources that also say basically the same thing. Because I've got KLF Ancient and Justified from the 1990s, 1990 like 2 or 3, somewhere in there. And they're claiming that they're from the Atlantean times and that they controlled Egypt and they control the world today from an ice cream truck living in the house next door. Pretty much stating that they're the Anunnaki, they've controlled the world the whole entire time, which makes sense with the Anunnaki story. If they're saying they controlled the world, you know, the Mumu land, Atlantis, various other things point to them being in the Anunnaki. If they're the Anunnaki and they're claiming that they're the Illuminati, that would tell me that they control the Democratic Party, because all of this nonsense has gone down under their watch. It also doesn't make sense, though, because they're bashing and dropping black people like they're nothing. So it's like, what did all these black people do that you're casting them all to hell, theoretically? Because based on what Basher's saying, if the woman is selected for an election, there's a chance that you'll split off in an alternative universe and end up in the Palladians with the P-52s. And then if you go with the male vote, you're going to end up in World War III, losing in the United States. That's all he says. That tells me that we would end up turning into the P-45s, because the P-45s burrow into the Earth based off of nuclear warfare occurring on Earth and not being inhabitable. So they go into fallout. So that makes sense for the 45s. Somebody comes out and says that we are currently at war with P-45s and P-52s because they're two separate branches of reality fighting for who's going to have a grip on how much of the population, or how they're going to split the population up, or who's going to have more control over the timeline. It's basically just a fight over the timeline. This is nuts, because there's many more races of aliens if this is all true, if this is actually what's going on. But we're stuck between the 52s and the 45s. If the 52s evidence lines up, I have to go see what the description is for 52s. If the 52s are described to look humanoid, then yes, that's the Anunnaki, and that makes sense. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure what 48s... I'm pretty sure I know what 48s look like. 48s are the grays, which we develop into because we burrow into the Earth. That's supposedly what that is. All right. I think we're up to speed now. But this is crazy, right? Because how would that many, supposedly the Anunnaki are going to come back and claim they're resurrecting everybody, right? And they're going to be the reason why we go into nuclear war, and they're not going to let us keep the United States. They're going to cause us to go into the Earth, right? They're going to be casting us into hell, supposedly, symbolically, right? That's what it'll be sold as on the surface of the planet. And then, we're all going to be living underneath the surface, and they'll run off to the Palladians, and they're just going to be like, yep, we cast them down into the earth, and they left us without the capabilities to leave. Maybe there might be some people that have UFOs and the capabilities to leave that vote for Trump and go underground with everybody, but that's what sucks. Is it's like no matter which way you go, there's going to be exclusivity to the technology. You're going to still be subject to the hierarchy that you currently are experiencing. So you either have this technology and know how to use it and it's at your fingertips already, or it's not. But the tough part of this is that I really do want to believe that Basher has it backwards, but from what I've been able to tell from the Area 51 evidence on the 52s and the 45s, is that almost no matter what, if you go with the 52s, if you're going to vote for Kamala, the patriotism is not respected. All the idealisms around conservative patriotism is not respected. Almost all patriotism is considered conservatism, which is not respected on the level of small chunks of land on a planet. They only respect conservative patriotism on like galactic levels. So that's gonna be, it's like, oh my goodness. So then it turns into this, there's like some level of knowledge that you would need to be aware of in order to make the right decision during this. Because if reincarnation means nothing and you can do it at will, and if direct contact means everything about reincarnation, then I guess Kamala is a slam dunk win all the way home. But if there's still the hierarchy, no matter which way you go, it's like there's no choice but to go for Trump or the P45s or the male, Even though that means going into nuclear warfare and ending up underground for so long. When the other half went off to the Palladians. This is gnarly.